Good, good. Your ear must be burning.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, no, that thing. All good though.
How are things up in the big city?
Crazy.
Yeah, well, been that way for all my life.
We had a pretty quiet weekend.
Good.
I was telling them we had a fire this morning early.
Yeah, how'd that person get hurt? They jumped from the second story.
No, she got her finger got cut, trying to get out.
Yeah.
We got her out. Yeah.
Carol's real good friends with your neighbors. The dentist.
Yeah, they're great people.
Yeah, they're really nice. They play golf, they walk, they do all kinds of stuff. Yeah, she's got a group of her. She's always in it.
Yeah, they're good people.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we're gonna go over that today. They were submitted. About the water. Jumping across this and stuff. So what are you up to?
Just council for
He needs help.
Scott, I saw your mom this week.
Yeah, what was she doing?
Well, we're putting together the verbiage for the plaque for the hardware, the former hardware store. And anyway, we met, how do we want to do this? How did she want to do it? That was fine. You know, and we get everybody's, some dates, we needed to make sure some dates were right. So we chatted.
So the former, so what was it before it was the hardware store? Is that what was significant?
Jim Craig's father bought that business for him.
And that was originally the lumber company.
1947.
Yeah.
And he had it till 1960, and then Stoner bought it. And then Kurt came on board with Stoney for a while and then had it by himself.
Oh, you mean the former lumber company?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we're gonna put a plaque there.
Well, when I sold it, I asked the guy who bought it was a realtor. He has projects like that.
Oh,
around.
you held it? Oh, you were the realtor on it.
I only had that listed for 10 years and 50 weeks.
Only.
Are you telling on yourself?
That's a world record. But anyway, I asked him, I said, would you would you let us put a plaque up here
Yeah,
honoring Kurt?
yeah,
And then I thought, well, why not all the owners, you know?
yeah,
We don't want to leave anybody out. So Jim, Craig, Stoner,
Yeah.
and Kurt.
yeah.
So we're kind of going to put that together. He was real
So
receptive
Jim's
to that.
dad bought it for him when he got back from World War II.
Yeah.
Cool.
So we'll,
Yeah, the family, we recorded. We had Louis live.
Steve texted me, he's in at a golf tournament with his son. His son's in a golf tournament, so he will not be here tonight.
Chris is on Zoom. And there's a number, so I don't know if it's just
Might be Steve. Hi, everybody on Zoom. So it's 6 o'clock Thursday, July 7th, call the July meeting of the Redevelopment Commission to order. Let's do a roll call to determine quorum.
Dave Craven's here.
Craig Campbell here.
Lynn Mellinger here.
Mike Hannah here.
We got everybody here, or enough people here for a quorum, so we're good. Approval of the meeting minutes. Everybody have a chance to see the minutes from the last meeting. Any questions or changes to the meeting minutes? Hearing none, do I have a motion to approve the minutes as written?
Motion.
Second.
We got a motion and a second to approve the June meeting minutes as written. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, the June meeting minutes have been approved. Old business, can we skip past Aquatic Center till the next meeting or?
No, we can go, we got some stuff.
Okay,
So, Mr. Chair, if I could, before we get into that, do you want me here? Do you need me up there?
Your microphone should be
I was
on.
gonna say
Okay.
that should be working.
Okay. So, I knew there was a third item on the agenda and we didn't get it on there, but so what that is before you is a sheet certificate tax distribution for the property tax for the June settlement, which is the first half of property taxes. And the last one listed is what came in for the TIF districts. And I think it's 643,000. I think that's a little bit more than what our pro forma was on our budget, what we predicted. I don't have that with me. So, but anyway, you know, as the RDC, you need to know that came in quite successfully.
It's good.
Yeah. So, any questions on that? They're pretty consistent. It shouldn't be, the next half should definitely be the same.
What was the collection rate for the first half? Yeah, do we know?
You mean percent of people who didn't pay or whatever?
Yes.
Or did pay? No, I think not. That one's pretty consistent. Like I said, some funds are not, like our stormwater fee will be 80% of what the first half is for the second half. So I have that. The next thing is, could you bring out one of each copy? So we received the 3 responses to the RFP. Basically all 3, yeah, if you just put them up there, yeah, so they can see what they are. So after this meeting at 7, the committee that represents the different entities, the 2 school corporations, the town, the park, and the swim club, hopefully they're all come. We're gonna go over this and you're invited to go over it, and it's just basically, it's a internal meeting, not a public meeting, but to go over the response and to evaluate one of the things that you're allowed to have closed doors. Unfortunately, those 3, what I was hoping for was a response. Basically, what we're looking for is that would be a privately run aquatic center with subsidies from the town. But we also opened it up to any type of structure for ownership. Because maybe there's a solution out there that we just hadn't thought about that would be appealing. Basically, all 3 are build, own, and then at some point transfer. But all 3 of them are open to some sort of discussion. 2 of the 3 are open to that sort of discussion. All three teams are very good. They're a composite of different engineering firms, construction firms, financing, architectural. I'm familiar with almost a lot of those team members on the different individual members on the different teams, and it's a very credible, they're very credible teams, been around for a long time. They've done very large projects. That's good. I want to recommend to the committee that we go ahead and have them come in and do interviews. I don't financially, initially, none of those are feasible. But we may be able to come up with discussions and learn and listen from them and see what, maybe get them to have some open discussion about what some other possibilities are. And then maybe there would be a way to work around this.
What's the feasibility issue?
Well, I mean, they all want to do build own transfer. And the debt service for the town would just be huge. There's one that, the bigger one summarizes it very well. Even with all the subsidies, the debt service would be $2 million a year, and the operating costs $2 million. So we'd have to come up with $4.5 million per year. It's a lot of money. It's not. And that's at a construction cost of 54, which is a lot higher than any estimate I received.
54 million.
Construction. Do you have that summary sheet? Yeah, let's hand that. I forgot. Yeah, and I'll need a copy.
I can share with Lynn.
Are you sure?
I can.
Okay.
Share with mine.
Oh, look, well, with the hard cost and soft cost, the total would be 52 million, including the financing costs. That's the one at the bottom is the lowest. The Skillman one, if you look through their proposal, they proposed a mini splash park, not splash park, but what you call it, a splash park, like a splash and safari, a water park, right? Which I think if we dug into theirs and talked to them, they would say, there would probably be an estimation on how much revenue that would generate as a recreational, having the additional recreational facility.
Those things are pretty fun.
I know.
It's just,
There's not one around here.
there isn't. There's one, my nephew works at one in St. Louis. We go there all the time. It's great.
Yeah. I go to the one down at Santa Claus Land, Splash and Safari.
What's the time frame on the transfer for most of these? 20 years?
Some of them are, some structure would be right away, the traditional build down transfer. And the Indiana law allows that, and the advantages are, help me out, council. So the financing is cheaper. So it's backed by public dollars, which are more stable. That's the main.
But would we, with the projections of the growth of the town of Pendleton in the next 20 years, we might have 4 million in taxes.
Right. So one of them, Envoy, theirs is more open-minded or more open. They didn't even do an estimate on construction. And they said, look, bring us in and we'll talk about what you can afford and then we can work backwards. They talk about the amenities and which ones would be revenue generating, which would not. That sort of thing. They do a guaranteed max pricing, and then you sign a contract with them.
That's what's going to cost.
That's what's going to cost. So, you know, it's a starting point. I say we bring them all three in, and learn and listen. And go from there. Maybe there's a solution that works. You know, you bring up a point that I just wonder if we're just, you know, too early yet. We're just too small population. If we were at 20,000, I think this would be very digestible.
Kind of betting on the come.
Yeah. So the only other option we have, if we keep, is the high school has a little bit more life left in it than Browns Pool. Browns Pool, you know, we'll probably make it through this summer, next summer, and then they're gonna have to spend $5 million rehabbing it. It's probably $7 million now with all the construction cost increases. Same with the high school. In a few years, they're gonna have to invest in ripping out the guys, putting a new filtration system in. But if those are both 7 million, that's 14 million.
You're halfway there. And this high school pool isn't really conducive to public use. I mean,
No.
you really can't do that. So if we want a public use pool, we're gonna have to come
Right.
up with something else.
Right.
Swim clubs, yes, but not public use.
I guess I'd be curious. I was looking at square footage and how the layout is being utilized and what generating revenue that sources that you come up with out there, because you have the bottom company there, they're utilizing 100 and something thousand square foot, which is what, another 4 acres or something usable land. That's 43,000 square foot for an acre. That's 5 more acres of usage they're getting out of there versus compared to the 80,000 and 85,000 for the other two. I'd be curious how they're utilizing that and if there's what different revenue sources could you generate out there. Opportunities, so it probably would be good to go through, meet with these companies and get different ideas. And probably is better to learn and wait and as population growth, get more ticks out there.
Yeah, so if we go to rehabbing the park pool and the high school, the school corporation does the pool and put it in 7 million, they're gonna want to get 20 more years out of it. So it delays doing this another 20 years.
Right.
Which is probably too long.
Yeah. But it won't hurt to talk to them.
No. The design I like the best is in their Dave Roush down here. He's the architect leading the other team. He's the architect I work with on our fire station, which is kind of successful. He called me before they submitted and said, just so you know, we don't think it'll work based on the model of the town's subsidy. But we're gonna go ahead and submit, but we'd like you to talk to us because we think you need to go back and do a traditional feasibility study and then traditional. hire an architect.
Well, we can learn from that.
Yeah.
Okay, any other questions on this?
So I would suggest we'll probably have time, if you're willing to stay or stick around, we've got the copies here. And here, we'll break those out if you want to, after the meeting, spend time flipping through them. More than welcome to do that. We can also give you digital copies if you've got a laptop you want to download. We have a flash drive. Or do we have a way if they have a flash drive?
If we have a digital copy, can't we put it on the drive, Google Drive? RDC Drive?
I don't know. Google Drive, but,
Well, we could put it on the Google, that drive is not available to the public, right? So we could do that. I didn't think about that.
Then we could all access it anytime we need it to.
Because you guys have it.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that.
On the
there's
RDCs.
not like size limitations.
That's monster things out there for us. Like,
That's all I have on that.
Great, thank you, man. I'm glad it's rolling. Okay, how about the expansion of the TIF district?
So just on that, can you talk about which step we just completed? Since you're here?
Sure.
You know more about it. We just completed the planning commission step. and
Right. Just to
What's next?
the next is for the front of the town council next Thursday. The law requires 4 steps. You first, land commission next, so we're halfway through the ballgame. And then the third step is the town council, and then back to you for a public hearing in August. And that would be the final step to get it into the, create the TIF districts for 2022. It's effective 2023. Theoretically, if there was gain in 2023, you'd start seeing money in 2024. But we're halfway through. They'll have their public hearing. Will go kind of through the parcels again and give people an opportunity to speak up if they'd like to, whether they want it or want it not. I've been to several of these things. I've never had an instance where someone complains that they're going to a TIF district. It doesn't hurt them or help them either way. And so I don't expect there to be fireworks at that. Those are famous last words sometimes. I that's where we're at with barring a meeting cancellation of some sort. Will be done at our August meeting.
Any questions on this? Cool. Thank you for doing all that. The planning commission said
So they were
lovely.
they asked a few questions. They were 1,000% behind it, unanimous passed. So I would expect the same next Thursday and back to you guys.
Good, so we should be able to wrap that up in August.
You know, Craig, I think it was you. If we go 20 years, wait, delay 20 years. One of the things that land will be used for something else by then.
Oh, yeah.
So that would be an opportunity loss. That's prime,
This is a
prime location for it.
It is a prime location for it. This is a move or don't move or forget about it. Because you wait 20 years.
Right.
What's the point?
Right.
Scott, is part of that Jefferson Place?
Which one's Jefferson Place? What's Jefferson Place?
Well, it's next to the little Baptist cemetery.
What road are we on?
Well, would it be, what is that?
38?
Yeah, 38, and is that 625? Right there. Is part of that Jefferson Place?
Oh, no. Oh, yeah, ding, ding, ding. No, that's farther down on 38. That donut hole is the unincorporated areas. Right? So off of 600. Is that where you live? Are you in the town? Yes. So the donut hole south of 38. Well, yeah, it's a donut.
Where's
hole.
Foster's Branch and Foster's Branch
Foster's Branch
Ridge?
is off of 600 west there. If you can zoom in
Right
even
there.
more, Stephanie, thank you. So that donut hole, odd shape that straddles 38 is unincorporated. Then that part where council lives off of 600 to the south of 38, that's Foster's Branch, right? That's right. And then to the north is
Fox Run. That's where you are.
who lives at Fox Run? And you're in town, obviously.
Nope.
So those are parcels that are along 38.
Okay.
Just. That is.
625.
Is there 675 there? It's not. There's 700, so it's about where 750 would be, right? There is no 750, but I mean, right there, right? Is there a 750? Basically where 750 would be.
Here's yours.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be Foster.
Foster's Branch and Foster's Branch Ridge.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Is there a 750 right there?
Yeah,
It's that black line that's coming down.
This is 750.
And it goes all the way up, I guess. Does it?
goes, well, as far as this
No,
map
I'm
shows.
right. It does not touch 750, does not cross 38. As it comes up north, it starts to meander, then goes and becomes 675 south, where the main part of the Smith farm is. And then tees into 675 west. So we have where it tees in 67 here. Where we did some chip and seal. So 750 comes up to here and then comes along here.
Yeah.
Until it hits, it becomes 675. This is a Smith Farms. And then it tees into 675. We're at 675 and 675.
What's the black line in the border? Why is that?
This is the town boundary.
Oh,
So the town boundary hits where theoretically 750 west would. That's where it stops. But then down here, it goes the one stretch that does touch State Road 13.
right.
Believe it or not, there's a lot of wrecks at either end of 675. What? There's a lot of wrecks at the ends of each end of 675 south.
Really?
It's the craziest thing.
All right. We have anything else to discuss? Hearing nothing from the commission, do I have a motion to adjourn the meeting? Motion. Second.
Second?
A motion second. All in favor of adjourning the meeting, signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, meeting adjourned. Thank you all.
Okay, so we're gonna, for the next meeting, we're gonna put these out here on this table, so